Hello and welcome back to Clicks on the Side. Today we're going to do something a little different and do some legacy figure prospecting. Looking forward to future sets. It does not appear we are getting legacy cards for next phase, so I am looking ahead to Deadpool and the Deadpool and Weapon X set, and possible figures that could be getting the legacy treatment, at least some figures that I'm really hoping will. I got some here. I'm going to break into three different sections. First, starting with long shots, just random guesses that I feel like they could possibly be. Another section of ones that I would like to see get it, but I'm not so sure that they will. And then ones that I feel very strongly at least should get the legacy treatment with the Deadpool and Weapon X set. That being said, we're going to start off with our long shots, our just random guesses. These first two are only on this list because, quite frankly, they were in the first Deadpool movie. As far as I know, there's no other real connection with Weapon X. I think one of them was part of the program, but I won't pretend to know enough about the character, just that she was in the movie. But first, we are starting off with from the Deadpool and X-Force set, piece number uncommon number 32, and that belongs to Angel Dust. And if you remember from the original Deadpool movie, she was the side villain to Francis. Of course, this is a much different look on her. Nothing too special, but I know some of the legacy cards aren't that special. There's random commons or uncommons. So it was just a good first guess. Her first click's not bad with the charge and super strength. She's only 5 clicks long. No team abilities, but if they were just looking for a filler for legacy treatment, thought she might be a decent candidate. The other one is also from the Deadpool and X-Force set. It is a rare, number 43. We have Marrow. Now, Marrow, she was a blink and you missed her character in the movie. She was in the background of one of the scenes where you just saw spikes coming out of her back. Nothing too great about her, to be completely honest, except she does have that plasticity, combat reflexes, but it's only a 16, so it doesn't help her too much. She's a cheap tie-up piece, has 5 clicks, so she was 40 points then. If you get her down to a 25 or 30 point, might be worth it. There's better ones out there at the moment, but I don't remember seeing another Marrow, and just the fact that she was in the movie, I just thought she deserved to be mentioned at least. Next up, because she has history with Deadpool, not necessarily Weapon X, but this one is also from the Deadpool and X-Force set. Also a rare, number 36. We have Shikla. I believe, sorry about the dust on her, she's seen better days. I believe she was in a relationship with Deadpool at one point, so I thought that might be a decent enough reason for her to get a legacy treatment. She's got a decent dial, even for then. At 80 points, it is 7 clicks long, and as you can see, starting off with a special movement power, some pin psi, a 12 pin psi with 4 shape change. And that 18 stays for 3 clicks. So that's not bad at all. If you'll remember, there was a super rare she could turn into. I don't think they would both get that kind of treatment. So of the two, I thought this one was more likely to get a legacy card. So there is Shikla. And then the last one I have for the just random guesses, pun intended, is from the X-Men animated series set. Rare number 28. We got random. Why not? He does have the Weapon X keyword. Is one reason I have him in here. Has a decent enough dial, but he costs too much, so I'm hoping he gets a point reduction. Excuse me, point reduction. Only 6 clicks long, but he does have completely just random dial again. On purpose. It's random. So I feel like they could do something fun with him, and to get a new random in the game. So that's my long shots. They're just random guesses. That's going to bring me to a couple figures I would really like to see legacies for. Either I really like the sculpts, but never got to play them. They might have been too costly at the time, so hopefully they maybe get a point reduction, or just something that's been out of the loop for, or a character that wasn't clicked in a while, which is a real shame. I'm hoping we get that fixed soon. But starting off from Deadpool and X-Force, I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna see a lot of that set in these predictions. Deadpool and X-Force, I would not mind seeing this Colossus, super rare, number 56. I've been a fan of this sculpt since it first came out, but he really costed too much at the time, so I'm hoping he gets a reduction in points and just gets thrown out there. 8 clicks long, and he starts out pretty strong there, and he does have 2 different point values, so if they lower it to maybe a 110, a 115, and a 65 and 70, I would like to see him get some play. We have got other Colossuses since this release, but nothing that looked quite like this. So, would love to see him get a legacy card. Up next, we do have our first real tie-in to Weapon X, and that is Wolverine himself from Savior School set. It is the super rare Wolverine, number 53. Most of you remember this epic sculpt. I always thought he was just overpriced and could not be used at that 150. So if we could get him in at 100, I would love to see that. That way this wonderful sculpt would see second life, just like its setmate Cyclops, which I wish that dial was better, but that's the Cyclops sculpt is amazing. This is I'll say it, this is probably my favorite Wolverine sculpt that I've seen. So would love to see him get a legacy card. The next one I really do want to see, because one of the characters on it has not been seen in a while. It is a dual-based figure from the Deadpool set, the original Deadpool set. Super rare number 49. We have Deadpool and Bob. Now, we have seen a lot of Hydra as recently as Avengers Forever, but no Bob. We have not seen Bob in quite some time. So what better way to bring Bob back than as a legacy card with Deadpool? He is 9 clicks long, which I think will help him. His dial is a little suspect now. He does have decent attack, decent damage, but that defense hurts with just a 17 toughness to start with. He does not want to turn that well. If there was a way to get him to a second click, I like that better, but then it just bounces back and forth with some inconsistencies. He does stay above a 17, or stay at a 17 until you get to click 7, which he can perplex him back up after that with the phase teleport. So there's a little bit of potential there, but I'd just like to see Bob get another chance to shine. No doubt it's going to be filled with Deadpools. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they just do all Deadpools for the legacies from all different lines. Just I could see that being something that they would try to pull off. Not what I want, but I can see them doing it. The last one that I really want to see get a legacy treatment, but I don't think will, from House of X, super rare number 61. This Juggernaut needs a legacy card. He was way overpriced at 200 points when he came out. So please, WizKids, give us like 125, 150 point of this Juggernaut so we can actually use this beautiful sculpt, and that will make me a very happy camper. He does only have 7 clicks, so 7 clicks for 200 points. I just could not make it work. Could not. I loved that this one has the Thunderbolts team ability. I like collecting Thunderbolts, so I had to have him, but I never did get to play him. So please let this one become a legacy card in the upcoming set. But that will lead me to the last 6 that I want to show off. And these are the ones I really believe will be legacy figures in this set. I'd be very surprised if they are not. First off, we are going to start with a rare from the Uncanny X-Men set. I could have gone with different versions of it, but based on the dial, I feel like number 42, Omega Red, was the best Omega Red, at least most deserving of getting the legacy treatment. Based on cost, he was 90, so if you could work with that, because he has 8 clicks. And look at that, he starts off with a charge, 12 attack, and 4 exploit. And then his dial stays solid throughout. Sculpt alone doesn't look too bad for its age. There you go. It does go down to a 17 after the first click, but he stays there and then gains combat reflexes. Eventually hitting a regen click there with some plasticity. So his lower ones are quite a bit weaker, but at least at the top, he's still somewhat solid. So that's why he is my pick of the Omega Reds to have a shot at being legacied. The next one I have is going to be a Sabretooth, but which Sabretooth? I decided to go with Animated Series Sabretooth. Uncommon number 23A. Decent enough sculpt, what you'd expect out of a Sabretooth. But I went with him because of his dial. He is 75 points, make him a 50-point figure. Has 6 clicks all day. And all of his clicks are solid still. Still relevant. That one's a little bit weaker, but it's still for a 3 with Battle Fury. With combat reflexes, which at that point you're hoping he's up close. And then if he keeps his feral regen trait or something similar to it, it makes him a no-brainer to me. That this should be the Sabretooth that gets the legacy treatment. There was one from the Uncanny X-Men that I thought about, but this one is the Sabretooth I would personally prefer. Now, this next one I feel like is an absolute no-brainer. I don't believe it was clicked before. I know it hasn't been clicked since. From the Deadpool X-Force set, super rare number 55, Ajax. I mean, just being the main bad from the first Deadpool movie alone. Decent enough sculpt. Decent enough stats, to be honest. There we go. 7 clicks long. And the values stay relatively high until you get to there. But even then, he still has hypersonic speed at that point. So he's still not useless. For that old of a click, that's not bad at all. The downside to Ajax was always the cost. 140 points. It was very steep back then. So he never got to see any play, at least for me. So I would like to see him get another chance. Because I actually do really like the sculpt. Kind of has like the jaws of life there in his hands. And prob on click 1 with Impervious. I mean, yeah, give Francis another chance. Next up is the Wolverine that I think will actually be getting the Legacy treatment. From the original Deadpool set, super rare number 50, it's actually Wolverine and X-23. Now, to me, does anything scream more Weapon X than that sculpt? I mean, come on. That is Weapon X. Has a decent values throughout, has leadership, total of 7 clicks long. I feel like that's just one that deserves to have legacy card treatment, and it's a decent dial throughout too. I believe there is combat reflexes applied somewhere. I don't remember if it was I think it was a trait. Still an 11 attack there. 10 with blades and regen. Yeah. But that is one I would very much like to see. And I think rightly deserves to get a legacy card. Now we're going to take a little bit of a blast to the past. This is a set I never did get to play. But there's quite a few decent figures for the age of it. And this sculpt in particular impressed me. We're going all the way back to Chaos Wars for this super rare. It is number 47 from the set. And if any sculpt ever deserved a legacy card, it is this Mr. Sinister. Look at that guy. Comes with his own test subject. That is a beautiful Mr. Sinister. This one had the Weapon X keyword. Just yet another reason why he should. 10 clicks long. But was 225 points back in the day. You get him closer to 150, 125, 150. That'd be a beautiful thing. That is one of my favorite sculpts that I've stumbled upon in recent weeks, months. I mean, that's just it. You expect that from WizKids today, let alone that far back. So this is the Mr. Sinister I would very much like to see get the legacy treatment. And that leaves my last one, and I feel like this one is an obvious one because it should be obvious. Outside of the Ultra Chases, I feel like this is the most iconic Deadpool piece we have in the game yet. I'm not talking about Rainbow Unicorn, not talking about Birthday Cake. We are talking about title Deadpool from the Deadpool and X-Force set. Deadpool, Merc with a Mouth. I mean, does a piece really get more Deadpool than that? Eight clicks long. Some of the lower clicks are very iffy, but Sculpt alone says this one deserves to have a legacy figure or a legacy card. I really feel like I don't have to say much more than that, but that I really feel like that deserves one. Give you guys one last look at my favorites to get the legacy treatment. And I know I'm probably going to miss on quite a few. Excuse me, I'm going to miss on quite a few of these, but even if I get a fourth of these right, I'm happy. I just like the idea of guessing and prospecting, and with it, I got to learn about quite a few new figures that I'd never seen before. Like, until I started researching for this, I did not know that this Mr. Sinister existed, and now I feel like that's probably one of my favorite pieces in my collection. But let me know what you think. Are there any pieces I missed or that you would think deserves the legacy treatment more than these? Go ahead and let me know in the comments if you think anything, if there's anything I missed. But that's going to do it for this edition. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, this has been Clicks on the Side.